Alright, Chet, sorry about that. So again, just to kind of close up with our session, I kind of just want to get a feel for, what you think about this moving forward, how this means for you, all that kind of jazz.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely thought it was a really helpful session that we had. I thought that uh, it was really helpful to reflect on.
My chair is spinning, sorry. Like, too much. Sorry.
I thought it was really useful just to reflect on my childhood. I guess I didn't think that it influenced the kind of parent that I am aiming to be as much as I thought it did. Just thinking of stuff with with my father, going over how even though he's not a bad person, but just wasn't really there for me in that fatherly role. So I can, going forward, I can take like the good from that, and do the fun things that my kids will want to do, because that's the obvious way of attention. That's something that I can definitely take out of his book. He knew his go-tos for me. He knew I like to go bowling, or I like to play catch, or I like to go out to eat in certain places. So those things are obviously like good and important in their own way to do fun things, but at the same time he's doing the things that he didn't always do. Let's be on top of my kids' schoolwork and stuff like that, and just being more involved in a daily basis in their lives, and just being involved in the decisions that they make.
What do you mean by, involved in homework and decisions?
He was more of like I said before, it was more of a kind of like more like a friendship relationship than a father-son relationship. Parents have to have those certain boundaries, and you can't always just give kids whatever they want and consider that real parenting. Just because I see you a few times a year and we do things that I like, as a kid I thought that was a really cool thing. I thought that meant he was a good parent, but in retrospect you see that it was just kind of doing the bare minimum. So being involved, not always giving the kids what they want, that's something I could definitely take into fatherhood when it starts for me. And excuse me, sorry. But yeah, so that it was good to reflect on that, and then to see how my grandfather and my uncle and then my stepfather, how they were with me, and then getting to use some of those techniques in the fatherly role. It was definitely always really good to reflect on things that my mother's done, just because I talked about how she's a great mom, and she's a great mom, and we're close, but we butt heads over time, just because she was so overly invested in me. But it's that's an important thing. That's another thing that I can take from her is trying to give my kids everything that I can, but not being too overwhelming. Sometimes she took too much control of situations, whether it was with schools, sports, or financial situation, and she just didn't really always relinquish enough freedoms for me. So I think I can take that same approach and be as dedicated as a parent as she was, but give my kids those freedoms to make their own decisions, and to not necessarily know they're gonna make mistakes, but give them room to make mistakes and see that they can learn from it, or learn in the process of doing whatever they might be doing. Just trying to set them best up for them, and not what would be best for me. So that's just that's a real big part because I definitely felt set back with some things in my life, and I know that mom had all the best intent, but it just wasn't what was right for me, because she was just thinking too too straightforward thinking. So I'm definitely gonna bring in that open mind to the parenting and being able to sounds like I'm talking in circles, um, but give the kids that opportunity to have me be an involved parent and still make their own decisions. And then overall, something that I can admire is even though they didn't get along very well, my mom and my dad, they never really talked down about each other in front of me or anything like that, which is part of what why I thought it was so normal to that's why I didn't think anything was abnormal about my childhood or how I was being raised, because I think they both did a good job of being cordial, having that middle ground. Yeah, he wasn't as involved as he could have been, but she didn't be down on him in front of me about that. She was always supportive of the small visits that he and I had, and then he always recognized what a strong parent she was, and I think that's really important, and it's something that I have learned from and can continue to learn from if a situation like that arises in my life where I need to you have to put the kids' interest at first and leave your personal BS out of the way, really. So just that support, basically the distant teamwork between the two of them to not bash the other was really, really important. And so yeah, those are definitely just a lot of things that I reflected on and got to go back over in my head, and I think it's all going to help me be the best parent that I can be here in the next coming months. So.
Well, I want to thank you for being so open and honest and working through this process. It sounds like you got a lot out of it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
I mean, do you think that we could meet up a few more times during, after my child is born, just to kind of
Yeah.
stop it's just something that I feel like maybe a month in we can check in with each other and just see how things are going.
I think that sounds great.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Sean.
Mm-hmm.